All right.
Are we streaming now?
Look at that.
Oh, look,
There
it's
we
us.
are. All right. Hi, everyone.
Wow.
Welcome to the backup plan. So I'm going to be making some adjustments here, and Nudge is going to talk to all of you, and it's going to be a wonderful and great time while I do that.
Guess
Okay?
what? We didn't break it until all the panelists and performers
Yeah.
were done.
We saved the damage for ourselves.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So, like we were asking before, what's your favorite part? My favorite part is this spaz right here.
Oh my gosh. All right. And this is going to be great. You guys I think everybody's going to really enjoy what happens here as I, piece by piece, put the scene back together.
Is it going to like transition us to ourselves? I really hope that happens.
Like this is literally going to be, you're just going to watch the stream begin to
we have a level 9 hype train.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
You guys did that while we were going through all of this?
They're
my
like,
goodness.
we're bored. Let's just subscribe out of boredom.
That is really nice. Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, holy heck. That is way too nice.
Oh my goodness. Well, as I found out from many events, including this one, the VGM community is pretty awesome. And there are so many people here that are doing so many nice things for us right now.
Tell me about it. Hold on, I have to run upstairs.
Goodbye. But yeah, so I really wanted to thank all of you guys for who tuned into the panels, tuned into the performances, who like participated in the community activities. I love the household cosplay. It made my Hero Chow cosplay like to shame. Oh look, I still have it. Yes, so I entered this community not being a musician at all. I just really liked video game music. It reminded me of playing games with my brother or playing games with my cousins and remembering those kind of memories. And I didn't know it would lead me to somewhere where I would have so many friends. I remember when we went to Mag West, looking around, I just saw tons of friends. And some of them I had met in person before, and some of them I hadn't, but they all felt like really close friends to me. And I think that's why I feel like having this online community is so important. We're all there for each other, and it doesn't matter where we are, and it doesn't matter, you know, where we can afford to go. We're all right here, right now. And I think that's my favorite part about this weekend. We had like 22 panels or something, and we had over 50 performers. If you saw the infomercial I did with my brother. And that's incredible because after the first VGM together, we weren't even sure if we were going to do this again. And somehow this time it was even bigger. We have even more of the community here. Sick merch. The infomercials were like so much fun to make. I made a bunch with Boz, which I hope you guys saw. I did a bunch in VR with Texel and Greg, our VR leads. I did that one with Doug where he's wearing all the VR headsets. I kind of need a shirt now that says, but you don't need a VR headset or something like that, because that seemed to be the motto of this weekend. But yeah, no, I really do want to know though, like, what are some of the moments that stuck out to you all this weekend while we wait for Doug to come back? Put Doug's face on the shirt, the one with all the VR headsets. That would be amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, we learned how to measure things with bananas this weekend. Like, who knew it would be so educational? Oh, that should have been. Was it on the panel side? Oh, it was. Good. Banana math was really good. when we were waiting for this, I was talking to Doug and I was like, "Look, Doug, there's people playing games right now in the community channels. There's people in the VR channel who are getting led around by the VR guides who are streaming it into Discord. There's people watching this performance together. Like, this is actually a whole con experience, and I love it. We don't even have to go anywhere." Oh, yes, so that was a fun moment. Jer put up his blue screen of death and crazy bust in the middle of his performance and scared our tech, Nick. That was a good moment. And yeah, there were a lot of musicians that I didn't know before. Thanks, Eric. Um, we had submissions for the first time. The first VGM together, we didn't have time for that. We had 2 months to put on everything, but we really want this to be a community event where everyone can participate in one way or another. So we opened up submissions and we found people we had never seen before, never heard before, and we're so happy that we were able to invite them here. I feel like I got to participate in the whole weekend and no VR headset. I love that. So for those of you who don't know, this fish is from when we had our staff spotlight. um, I did a panel with Bruno, our mod lead, about modding. And he said, pick something. You can be anything you want. So I picked this fish from a game called Lisa. Everyone should play it. And the whole time he was his like Final Fantasy Hrothgar, and I was his little fish. Like I look like his puppet. And so that's why that fish is awesome. Then Greg took that Lisa fish and patterned it like my VR chat avatar. So thank you, Greg. Oh, thank you so much for that hype train. I can't believe we're like struggling and you guys are like just chilling. That's great. That was great. Yeah. So what was a panel that stuck out to you guys? For me, obviously it was Ben, but we talked about that. Can you hear how loud Doug is when he runs?
I'm not loud. I'm just excited.
It was the ice cream.
It was the ice cream.
I fed him like half a pint of ice cream.
It was the ice cream that gave me the strength to do what I just did. I think we'll be okay. Just as long as
we're together.
Yeah, just as long as I stop recording.
Stop recording.
Okay, let's make sure that everything looks right. That's great. Cool. Okay. Well, now, hi everyone. I'm back.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
It's 10 o'clock. It's not 10:19.
Everything is going fine.
We're professionals. We've done this before.
All right. I don't think we need that looks pretty good. I think it looks fine. That looks fine, right?
Uh-huh.
We did it.
See, you're Nudge and I'm Doug. It's perfect.
I'm not going to change it.
No, it has to stay like that.
Okay. All right. Anyway, thanks for bearing with us through some technical difficulties there. But if nothing else, I will say that we are fortunate to have a wonderful team that has helped us out quite a bit, including just now in a very big way, so that we could get through that. Did everybody give you sufficient reflections?
Right there. Look, Beep wrote this big long thing.
Oh my gosh.
Scroll up. I can't even see it.
I can't scroll up.
Well, you can scroll up here.
My favorite part of VGMT has been helping has been helping, honestly, whether it's been monitoring chat, answering questions in Discord, or guiding people around VR and helping people in VR chat with and without headsets, which are not necessary. Being able to help in any little way has allowed me to be a part of something so much bigger than myself. I've met so many people, learned so many things. I want to be a part of this year after year. That is really sweet. Beep Fizzle. Beep Fizzle has shout outs to Beep. Beep has been awesome, helping out in so many different fronts during the event. And was this Beep's first year volunteering for us?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
had given out these images that look like badges, and I'm like, here, like you're a VR guide. I don't really know how to put this on your avatar, but if you somehow know how, here's the badge image. And
Mhm.
Beep is like, don't worry, I'll turn it into like assets that people can use and do everything.
Right,
I
yeah.
got
And
this.
it was awesome. It was amazing. So yeah, we're super thankful to have folks like Beep helping out. And oh my gosh, yeah. And what else? What else have people been saying? It's been so awesome watching all the performances and learning so much during the panels. I get anxious being on streams and talking to people, but I had so much fun lurking behind the scenes, pressing my silly buttons on OBS.
You were in a
Oh,
panel. You did great.
yeah, Maeve, you're amazing. I'm a big Maeve fan.
I am also a huge Maeve fan.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What else do we have here? And we can look up here now too.
We have Inky Stash in chat who designed our merch
Mm-hmm.
for this year with Bod on the shirt.
Yep.
If you all haven't seen Bod, he's our friendly guardian friend. It says Bod on his face.
Bod is one of the most special things I think to have come out of this event.
I think so, yes.
Oh my goodness. What was something that made you laugh? I don't know if we have any. Did we get any laughing testimonials? Because a lot of funny stuff happened.
A lot of funny stuff did happen.
Just like right now, just now.
Nothing happened here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
But...
Oh, Chile being the new VGM capital. Yeah, that's not funny, but that is true. Jackbox. Eric says Jackbox was great.
Oh, Gartic Foam looked awesome. I saw all the gifts after. That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did make a cameo in your panel. That's right, Voima. Civilization 6.
That was so funny. Are we allowed to tell that story?
It's up to Greg. Well, didn't Greg talk about it already?
Did he?
I think we talked about it in the filler panel.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, you're allowed to talk about it. But, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, one of our bumpers has like a little pop-up of me, like a Steam pop-up of me being like, K Melbone's playing Civilization 6. And it just like got baked in there. And I love it. Every time that bumper came on, I was like, I really feel like playing Civilization right now.
And the funny thing was like, GP Lord Greg alerted us to it, thinking that maybe like one of us had turned on Steam or something.
And I was like, "There's no Steam on the Paper Space machine."
Yeah, we were using that. Oh my gosh! Wait, Dr. Threx, knowing that over a year later, Ian Drum's prophecy of Pinocchio being a hit movie that he made during the last VGMT, did that really happen? Ian Drum prophesized that Pinocchio would be a hit movie.
That did happen, yes.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I think the moment that made me laugh the most was during the Masters of Unlocking's
that
concert.
One was great.
When their roommate left their room and didn't realize that there was a concert happening in the living room, and you just see him open the door.
My favorite moment was when there was a typo on the next up screen. So Doug just covered it up with like giant font with the right spelling. I was like, don't worry, no one will see it, Doug.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, there are so many great moments. And like okay, here's another prompt that I want to throw out there. I want you all to tell me about something that you heard in a performance or that you learned in a panel that surprised you, something that made you go, oh, I've never heard anything like that before, or wow, I had no idea that was something, in the world or whatever. Like what did you find that you found for the first time here this weekend? Venba, yeah, excellent. You're supposed to warm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Moose did the how to practice. That was actually a really interesting panel.
Yeah, super informative. Mm-hmm. Maeve talking about learning the process for writing music for OCs.
Multi-octave ocarinas.
Oh yeah,
dude, that panel was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, JMR's panel was amazing. I agree. It was so interesting.
Dr. Threx says it was the rap to Anton's rap to Green Greens. Absolutely beautiful.
I couldn't see it, but I will watch the VOD
because
we were doing our filler panel.
Yeah, we had a panel at the exact same time. We will be going back for that for sure. Oh, Pseudo Wudo Duo, combining Octopath and Pokemon
That was
themes.
really
That's
good. Did you
neat.
hear that?
I'm not sure if I did
Yeah, that
actually.
was really good.
Unfocused was reminded of easy song licensing and sound drop. That's really good to know if you're
Mhm.
a cover artist. Yeah, totally. Um, oh, Eric, that's really interesting. The Venba panel gave me the weird feeling of nostalgia for something I never experienced. I think that's like really effective, like storytelling and
Mhm.
description, right? Like
Yeah, for sure.
when you can evoke something like that. That's really
I
cool.
learned that there's a lot that goes into making visual assets. Yes.
Yo, yeah. Oh,
Thank you, Greg.
yes. Oh my gosh. Oh man, yeah. This is great. Well, man, there's so many great reflections here. I'm glad that we have the opportunity to reflect. I I guess we when you put on an event like this, you sort of take the experience and knowledge that you have and you work with what you got and you do your best with everything that you know. And for 3 days, things went really, really well
Until
until just now.
26 minutes ago.
Yep. Um, staff spoolite.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. The staff
Oh my gosh.
spoolite.
Yeah. Dom playing Forbidden Memories music. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Dom Palombi has a couple deep cuts. It's really
Mhm.
surprising the things that he comes up with.
See why we needed Metal Gear.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yeah.
we should do the thing
You want to do the thing?
because
Let's
it's.
do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people to thank tonight for making this all possible. First of all, first and foremost, you can't put on a video game music event full of music and panelists without musicians and panelists. So, first of all, I want to thank the nearly 50 or so musicians. I can't remember
I mean,
exactly.
that's how many acts. If you count actual musicians, it's going to
That's
be way more
true.
than that.
That's way more. Yeah. We had around 50 musical segments at this year's event, which is mind boggling and was, for me, frankly, terrifying. as
You
I
were
I
terrified.
was so scared. As I saw all the schedule coming together, I was like, that's a lot of
Doug was like, "Can
people.
we fit this in the weekend?"
Yeah, I legitimately it Bruno, I think it was more than last year, yes.
Yes, it
I
was more than last year.
legitimately did not know if we would be able to do it.
Yeah.
I really was thinking like, well, if we block this out, if each person gets this much time and well, I guess some people said they would do less time, but like, how are we gonna fit this many hours into this many
He
days?
really thought we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to fit
And
everybody.
Gene was just like, I got it. We just can't have 15-minute buffers. And it
Yeah.
just like he just like made this incredible schedule.
And
So
we had so many different types of performances.
yeah, it was really, really cool hearing so many different genres represented, so many different types of instruments that we heard. I mean, for me personally, once again, as a marimbist, I never thought that I would be at an event where we had two musicians playing video game music on marimba, and neither of them were me.
Wait, can I tell him what you said?
Yeah,
Which you probably don't remember. But
probably.
Doug was like, wait, we have like 3 segments that are harp and like 2 that are marimba. Like, is that okay? I was
Yes.
like, other cons have like 12,000 segments that are guitars.
Right.
Yes, like you
Yeah.
can have multiples
Yeah.
of one
Like
instrument.
it was forbidden to have more than one marimba when like every band has a guitar in it. Yeah, that really blew me away. So first and foremost, I want to thank all of the incredible musicians that performed for VGM Together 2022.
Mhm.
Many of you are still here in chat right now. I'm seeing your names. I saw Fairmeal. We've got Unfocused. I saw David Pianos right there. Ian Martin.
Mhm.
I saw String Player Gamer, Jeroke, Sweet Beegis, Stephen Higby. I mean, I could name all of you, but there are 50 of you.
No, there's more than 50.
Yeah, there's more than 50 of you. Thank you so much for lending your talents to us this weekend to create such a fun musical experience that just, it's so culturally good for you, right? It's like taking your like social vitamins or something, just hearing all this beautiful music being played by so many different people and really everybody brought their A game. Everybody sounded so good.
Mhm.
It's just a really special thing for us to have the opportunity to share this experience with you all and get the chance to present you all and have an audience come together and just all of us celebrate in this music. In this world music class that I'm teaching,
Uh-huh.
there's a model for music culture, and it's at the middle of it is the music, and then around it are the musicians, and then around that is the community. And
Oh, I like that.
yeah, I think about like I just like our little like target here with our bullseye of the music that we were playing and the musicians who were doing it and the community of people who were around it. It's just like it's a really nice circle to be in, you
Mhm.
know. So thank you all so much for your all the time that you took for making time for all of the things that we needed, like our tech tests and whatnot, so that we could bring you all here together to put on the best show that we could. Everybody did such a fantastic job, and we couldn't be more thankful for all of you. So thank you so much to all of our musicians.
Yeah.
But we have more than just musicians.
We do. I want to say thank you to all of our panelists. We had so many incredible panels, just one after the other. And I learned a lot of stuff, and it was everything from like how to do stuff in VR to, like how does an ocarina work?
Right, yeah.
Like it was just the breadth of it was incredible, and everybody put so much time and work into their panels, and it really showed. Everyone was engaged, everybody learned something. um it was great.
And I share the same sentiment about like the variety and the
Yeah.
diversity that we had in the panels. It
Hmm.
was, I mean, we learned about so many different types of things from so many different types of people,
Yeah,
including some animal people.
we did have animal people.
We had a shark, we
Hmm.
had a protogen,
We did.
um, we had a cat, I think at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Diversity.
Mm. And also one of the there's one particular segment of this event that we should point out, that was very special, was our showcase. When we had applications come in for performers, we really had two things in mind. We had, we want to present people on our virtual stage here, and we want to bring some groups together to put them into this showcase presentation that our showcase lead Laura and Travia had dreamed up. And so we want to thank all of them as well, because they really went above and beyond as well to put together really beautiful arrangements, really well executed videos to have us go on that journey. So thank you to Purple Shala, Israfel Cello, Diana Dunn, Patty Rudisil, for their wonderful Temple of Time arrangement, to Ryan McGaughy for the Hyrule Field that you heard there, to the Game Brass, for Goron City.
Hi, we're the Game Brass.
They're the Game Brass. Lacey Johnson for Gerudo City, Poke Roost Project for Molduga Battle, 88-bit for Sidon's theme, The Limit Breakers for Hatena Village, Vron Media for Rito Village, Tyler Meyer and the Multiplayer Big Band for Cass's theme, Lame Genie for Shrine, and then thank you to Laura and Travia for arranging Terrytown for a bunch of us from all of these different groups to get together and get a
Terrytown
chance
made
to
me
jam.
emotional.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's
And
just really nice.
it was, as we said after the event, it was a very different approach to this type of showcase thing that we did this year, but it really did make me feel like as a community we all got together and did something together. And as I watched everybody in chat watching it and reacting to everything, it really was just such a warm fuzzy thing.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Greg kind of touched on this in his panel, but Terrytown was kind of the inspiration for this entire weekend.
Mhm.
When we were trying to pick a theme, we wanted something that, represented the togetherness part of
Mhm.
VGM Together. And we thought about Terrytown and how Link kind of brought people from all over the place to create this town.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the feeling that we wanted. And that's why we picked Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Is that all for
I think so.
showcase?
Oh, we should also thank David Russell for jumping in at the last minute.
That was really helpful.
Music.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
David
for
Russell.
putting credits music for us. So we have
spam this forever.
It's infinity. That's funny.
Oh my god, I love it.
So we have some special thanks. Some people went out of their way that, you know, helped us out. We had panels help from Danny Music and Ro. Thank you so much for helping me out on that side. Thank you, Josh, for instilling all your knowledge in us so that we could do music.
So Josh was our music lead last year, and unfortunately he wasn't able to fill in at that capacity this year, but he still actually did a ton to get us off the ground and get started. So Josh, if you're out there listening, thank you so much.
Yeah, and happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yay.
My good friend Garbage Dump helped me with my spreadsheets.
Thank you, Garbage Dump.
Thank you, Garbage Dump.
Your good friend what? Nudge knows her from Final Fantasy, where her name is Garbage Dump. That's
well, because I needed help with my spreadsheet because I had put like special programming in it. Anyway, the person who always helps me with spreadsheets is Bruno, but he was really busy that day. And I was like, who's really smart? And I was like, oh, when I was looking at Final Fantasy 14 housing, Garbage Dump made the best spreadsheet I've ever seen. So thank you, Garbage Dump.
Oh my god, we have to get through this.
I can't. I'm done.
I just saying, Maeve, your good friend what?
Oh my god, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
bless Garbage Dump.
Thank you, M Blade, for helping me. M Blade's really friendly and helped me find all these like VR DJs that I hadn't heard of before. I was like, hey, I know you do all these like VR DJ things. Like, do you know someone? And he's like, oh yeah, you want my entire database? And I was like, thank you. So thank you, M Blade. I want to thank Jer a lot because one thing that really stressed me out last time was getting all the trivia together. And Jer had been really instrumental in like getting us trivia questions. And so this time I just asked Jer, like, can you do this for us, please?
Yeah.
And he got together and
McAfee. Instrumental.
Oh my god. Eric, David Piano, Garrett Hoffman, Jade Astor 64, John Bergen, Metamughal. That's Strayfig, right?
Yeah, Strayfig, yeah.
Travis and ZD Major, thank you for helping Jer with putting all our trivia questions together because that was very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And moving on.
Yeah.
I wanted to thank every single moderator that you see in this chat.
Green swords rise up. Yeah. Woo!
Anyone who knows me from before VGM Together knows that moderation is probably the most important thing to me when it comes to Twitch. I love to mod. I mod for like 15 people.
This is your chance to make that mod wall. There we go.
Do the mod wall that we tell you not to do. It means a lot that, you know, the stream can run for this many hours and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. You're
there taking care of everything, helping people, keeping chat friendly, answering questions. Moderation is how I first got into the VGM community. And it's so much more than just like erasing something bad someone said.
Yeah.
That's like a tiny part of it, but really you're the ones who welcome people into our performances. And it means so much.
So one of the other aspects of help that we needed for this, outside of, you know, Twitch and Discord moderation, was navigating our virtual space. VR spaces were one of our inspirations for this event. During the pandemic, we were starting to get more into using things like VR chat, and we were checking out like all these virtual worlds, but also like virtual events that were happening, like other like convention type things like this, but also things like clubs and like meetups. And that was something that was really compelling and interesting to us. And in the last event, one of the first questions that we had was like, well, like, okay, we know how to do moderation on like Twitch and Discord and stuff like that, but like, what do you do in VR? How
Right.
do you help people in an environment like that? And what we ended up having are this wonderful team of VR community guides who essentially are just there to help sort of bridge that gap from like meat space, as many call it, from real life into VR, to help people get in there, to help people understand what it is, and to help make it accessible to those who might have trouble getting into a virtual space, whether it's because you don't have the right type of computer, or maybe you don't do well, with VR, like due to like motion sickness and stuff like that. Um, we have a wonderful team of folks who were right there to let you know, in spite of the fact that you don't need a headset to visit our virtual world.
What? Why didn't we tell people that?
We should have. We'll put it in the thing next time,
Okay.
and we'll make a video next time. So we had a wonderful team to help people get around in VR chat, um, and help make the wonderful world that our VR leads put together more accessible to everybody. I will say I got VR guided a number of times myself when I went into the VR world. I had a guide run right up to me, and they had their guide on, and they were ready to take me somewhere, and it was really nice. So we want to thank, in particular, Beep Fizzle, Danny Cario, Echo Sangan, Greg, GP Lord, Kinix, Fox, Sora the Psych, and of course Texel Sor.
That's
For
faux.
It's faux. I've been saying it wrong this whole
I
time.
guess.
Oh, faux. It's spelled
All right. You
P-H-A-E-U-X.
did good.
All right, but we want to thank them for being around and being such a positive force. Anytime anybody had a question about VR, somebody was right there, ready to help, and that's the kind of help that we really need with stuff like this, so that once again we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
While the rest of the
exactly.
event is going on, we know that there's a helpful team of people there. So thank you all so much.
They answered
Um,
all kinds of questions, like how do I get this kind of avatar? Like how do I get on with my setup?
mhm.
Like whatever people needed help with, they were there.
Yeah. We also had a lot of fun things happening in our Discord server throughout the entire weekend. If you were in our Discord server, you probably saw pings every once in a while about various games that you could play. You probably saw people gathering in the voice channels. Um, when we were putting this event together, one of the things that I think really defines a convention separately from like just going to a concert series or something is the fact that there's always something to do. There's always another place that you can go. And if your ears are tired from concerts or your brain is tired from learning at the panels, you can always go play Jackbox somewhere. And we had a number of community hosts in our Discord who volunteered their time and energy to help lead games, put together activities, and gives everybody something to do so that everybody could have fun together as a community. So
Together.
big thank yous to Boz, to Moo Man, Chris Moo Man Yardy, to Aerith, Ben, Dr. Threx, Wallace, to Ian Drum, Beep Fizzle once again, Linus Kuhl, Peta Blaze, Telnero, Waza, and Zen for taking time out of their lives to corral some folks together to have some fun over in our Discord. And then in particular from that group of people, Mooman and Boz put together some tournaments, which is a little more than just, hey, everyone go to this voice channel.
Yeah.
So thank you all for the extra effort that you put into organizing those events as well. We really appreciate it.
So the only reason anyone knows we're here is because stuff goes out on social media. Myself, Robbie, and Waza, we wrote copy, but let's be real. Our social media champion is OMG, it's Monica.
Yes.
She scheduled every single post you saw.
Yep.
And whether she was like there or not, whether she was feeling well or not,
yeah,
she was pretty much on call leading up to the event, the entire month, all those announcements she scheduled. During this event, every single thing that went out, she scheduled. Monica, you are a hero.
Yep.
Thank you so much for everything you did. we definitely noticed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It made such a big difference. And like once again, like one of those things where I don't know how we would have done it without you. Like
Yeah,
really, I don't know
for
what we
real.
would have done.
Another important group of people.
Yes. So part of doing an event like this involves a little bit of broadcast knowledge. And thankfully, in the year of our Lord 2022, all of us here in the Twitch sphere have at least an introduction and a little bit of a perspective into how one could put a bunch of people on a screen. Um, Behind the scenes, we call this the tech team. This is a term that I shamelessly lifted from the volunteer work that I've done over at Zeldathon. When I think I first got asked, like, "Do you want to volunteer for tech?" And I was like, "That sounds scary." I don't know. But these are the people who help operate our broadcasting software, but also who take care of all of our musicians and all of our panelists. They help people know when they're on air, when they're off air. They do line checks, sound checks, video checks to make sure everything is looking, sounding okay. And especially in the tech test period, take a lot of time out of their day to make sure that everybody who is going to perform for us or present a panel knows what to expect, has had a chance to test out their equipment and their stream with us, and to basically feel comfortable and assured that they can go on and put on a good show. So um, I wanted to thank from the team Basunify, Dr. Threx once again, Ben, Legos Jedi, Maeve, Nick's Mad Science in the chat here, Nick Pigari, and Mon for taking time out of their lives to do that. In particular, I want to give a special shout out to Basunify and Maeve, who assisted me during the tech test sequence. Uh, that the tech test time was like, I think that's the thing that when we got all those musicians that I got the most scared of, I was like,
Yeah, we
we
have to tech test all these people in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And Maeve and Basunify took a lot of time out of their days to make that happen. So I really, really appreciate you being there for that. Also, shout outs to Legos Jedi and Mon, who joined the team for the first time this year, fairly last minute. In fact, Mon was, we knew about Mon because he was presenting a panel, or at least doing a concert, and he was presenting a panel on using OBS. And when we realized we needed more people and we were trying to think of who we could bring on, Noj was like, "This guy is literally doing a panel about this. Do you want to ask him?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, I do actually." And it was great. Mon jumped in and was super helpful, knew exactly what was going on. Same with Legos Jedi. I know Legos Jedi from Zeldathon, and he's already a pro. So thank you. Special thanks to the two of you as well for jumping on last minute and making things happen. Part of tech is also making sure that all of the pretty things that Greg and Nick make can go out there as well. So we had a media team putting together videos. Some of the next up bumper videos that you saw, and some of the funny
Shrek if you love tech.
Oh my god!
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so many of the bumper videos, some of the silly like team bumper things, community bumpers from the community backstory bumpers as well. There was a lot of video making that had to happen for almost every single act. We had to have a video introducing them and stuff. So once again, thank you to the media team, Dr. Threx, Greg, of course, GP Lord, to Math Effect, Mateus Garcia Souza, Nick Pigari, Nick's Mad Science, Nudge, who came in last minute to do a couple bumpers as well, Ro Panaganti, Robbie Duguay, and Waza for all of the help with additional video assets. Really, really appreciate, once again, you guys lending your skills to make sure that everything can look pretty the whole time.
All right. So did you know we have a website at vgmtogether.com? Greg made it. Thank you, Greg. Greg does so much for us, and this is just one of the millions of ways that he helps us. This time, he kind of opened the door a little so that Waza and I could, enter people in it, but really he built the entire system. So thank you, Greg, for the website. I know it gives you a lot of problems.
I brought this up a little earlier when I talked about the showcase. The showcase is
I hate the website things.
the showcase is a really important part of this event's identity. It's one of the things that helps us define what kind of event that we are going to run, what sort of message we're trying to make, and really provides the foundation that thematically ties the whole thing together. And we had a lot of the same names that you've already heard working behind the scenes on this. Ropanaganti did a ton of work editing video and audio and putting Terrytown together and stuff. Robbie Duguay was helping out a lot with additional video things that needed to be polished up and cleaned up and assembled. And GP Lord and Nudge also jumped in to create some additional visual assets there that
I
helped
made
us
the
out a lot.
loading screen.
But I think it would be remiss if I did not give the biggest shout out in the world to Laura and Travia
Yes.
for dreaming up. And I don't even know if she really realizes like how instrumental this was. Because Laura, you know, went ahead and filled this role, having done it in our first event. And it really makes sense. The first event, I think, started as an idea that emerged from Laura's idea to make
Yeah.
a big, collaborative video type thing. And sure enough, this event continues to be an experience built on the foundation that she lays out.
Mhm.
This showcase event was no different than in that respect from the last, and it was her like broad vision of how we bring people in and how we put them all together and how it'll come to be. So Laura, I know Laura couldn't be here this weekend, but Laura, wherever you are, if you might be listening, thank you so much for once again just being an incredible visionary and bringing all of your musical and technical and just the wide skill set that you bring to the table, so that we could put together another wonderful presentation and further unite this community.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Design. I'm going to start with thanking Melanie, aka Inky Stash, who's in chat somewhere, for making all that sick merch that you may have heard about in the bumpers. She designed that awesome graphic with the Guardian, and I just had like one request. I was like, hey, you know those runes? Can I get runes up the sleeves? And then she turned that into the most amazing design that I had to have.
Mhm.
um, and thank you, Melanie, for all your hard work and lending us your incredible skills.
Mhm.
And then Greg, thank you for everything. I can't even list it, but without your design, we wouldn't be what we are.
Yeah.
I guess we thank him down here too.
I know we're gonna thank Greg a lot of times.
We'll thank you later as
Yeah,
well.
I like to think if Laura was that foundation, Greg was like all of the trusses and the
Yeah.
pillar supports and like everything that like tied like was made this structure like stay afloat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also thank you to Texel and also Greg for working on our VR space. We really thought it was important to have that aspect of this con because we are a virtual con, but we want a space that is ours where we can be together with our friends. And that is one of the ways that we can actually do it. And this time they designed a space just for us. And it's incredible. I love it. There's a garden out in back where Bob lives.
Yeah.
It's great. Texel is always like downplaying what he does. He's like, I just take these assets and I drop it here. And I don't really do much, but that's not true. Like he makes what you see. Like the building blocks, like the structure, like that's all Texel.
Yeah.
And Greg comes in and like works his magic with it. And the two of you together are the most incredible team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So okay, first of all, just a quick shout out to Nudge for putting the entire panel schedule together. In our notes here, Nudge took herself off of being thanked, but I'm doing it anyway. And more on that later, honestly. I think we've somehow managed to go a little out of order,
Yeah, we
but
messed up. I
that's
don't
all
know what
right.
we did.
It's okay.
I
We're
even color coded it and we still did it
Yeah,
wrong.
that's okay. We're gonna get back there. So I wanted to thank the music team. The music team being the fine group of people who got together to figure out who was going to perform. And it's interesting that I'll just mention briefly that in many ways Laura was also a part of this team. But her role was to take all of our musicians and sort of figure out who from there would then be invited to the showcase and stuff. While we figured out from the rest of the applicants who would be able to perform for us. Um, it was a big group effort. Thank you very much to Boz and Ro and Nudge as well for weighing in and listening to
And Doug.
everybody and me. I mean, I did it too, yeah. But for listening to everyone and trying to figure out like the best way to fit everybody in and who would be, who would be great on the virtual main stage and who would be great in the showcase and who wanted to do both. I don't know. It was a weird like pile of it was so many musicians
It
that
was
we had to
so
sift
many.
through.
It was
And
great.
yeah, it was awesome. And I we have a very fun like virtual whiteboard with everybody all
That was
like
Boz who made
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Thank
Boz made
you.
this awesome board. It's like a big spider web of people everywhere. But very special thanks to Gene Draban for being the scheduling wizard. When we talk
Yeah.
about having like 50 musicians and how are we going to all fit them in 3 days? And
And
I'm
each one having their own availability,
Yep,
and it's like the craziest game of Tetris in the
yep.
world.
And some of them only had one day that or one time or one
Yeah.
day that they would be free, and it's yeah, it's unreal. And I'll also back up. We also have Nudge to thank for literally programming in Google Sheets a program that helped clarify what everyone's
That's what
availability
garbage dump
was.
helped me with.
So that was really great. But then Gene just dove in, and we didn't see him for a couple days, and then he emerged from into the surface and said, "Okay, I got something," and managed to have all of these musicians laid out in a way where we get everybody fit into this weekend. So, Gene, thank you so much from the bottom of
Thank
our
you.
hearts for all of the work that you did. Um, and now this is the part that we screwed up because now it's time for us to thank the incredible team leads that we
That
have.
we already thanked half
Yeah,
of.
but we already thanked half of them because they all did all the work. you
Well,
know?
that's the thing is like for an event of this size, our team is not that big. The
It
reason
is
we
not.
keep thanking people over and over is because everybody did everything.
Yep.
We couldn't have done this with like losing a single one of you.
Yes.
um thank you staff for everything you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
We should
wait.
point out a couple of these leads
Yeah,
though.
I'm first. I have to thank Doug
Wait, wait, wait,
Perry.
wait, 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 wait,
No,
wait,
it
wait.
says
I
my
know to
name.
do that last.
I'll thank you there for later. This is for your tech stuff.
Okay, fine.
Doug is really good at tech. You know how, like, a little while ago, everything screwed up? You know why I wasn't worried at all? Because this guy's right here. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
I'm serious.
Well, yeah, okay. Thank you.
No, this is a really complex tech flow, and getting all of these people in and out at the right times, like everything showing up when it's supposed to be, like that is not an easy feat. And you stress about it, I know, a lot, but it always turns out amazing.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, thank you. Well, in that case, I already thank you before, but Nudge was our panel's lead. Um, and just to be clear, so the semantics are clear here, when we talk about thanking our leads, these are the people who are the backbones of each of these departments. We go like, okay, let's make sure that whatever we tell you, you're going to disseminate that to everyone who needs to know. And well, for panels this year, Nudge was the backbone and also the rest of the body. Nudge did everything to coordinate the panelists this year, including building a scheduling system to make it easier to coordinate all the panelists, to make sure that everybody who applied knew, what they needed to know and when they were going to be and how to set things up. And in addition to that, was, so easy. Like, I think panels was like the first thing that we got done, right? Like,
Yep.
yeah. So that was all thanks to Nudge's incredible organizational ability. And we had a fantastic lineup of panelists, and you have Nudge to thank for that. So thank you, Nudge.
I love panels.
I know you do.
Whenever I go to MagFest, even if it's like super early, I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta go to the panels. I would like to thank our moderation lead, Bruno, who does so much stuff that, as much as I love modding, I can't do what Bruno does. Like the way that the Discord is set up and programmed, all the Nightbot commands are amazingly, like, I like to program weird things into Nightbot, as most people know, but Bruno does it so professionally and so particularly, and it's amazing. The spreadsheet he made for all the moderators, I don't know if you saw it. It was the most organized thing I've ever seen in my life. And like as we would go through stuff, he would like hide the columns. Like you always were looking at exactly what you needed. And it, Bruno, you're incredible. I could not do what I do without you, like in VGMT and out of VGMT, like seriously.
Same. Yeah. So, like, and I think, that also goes to say, like, the whole fact that we didn't have to worry about moderation,
Yeah.
like Bruno was instrumental to that. So,
Yeah. He's got it.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I met Texelsaur
On the internet?
Oh. When I was running around in VR chat.
Oh, okay. That is the internet.
That is the internet. Yeah. And actually, I first met Texelsaur technically at MagFest. I didn't know who he was. I thought I was meeting Scyther.
I saw him there too.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was either. I was like, that's a really cool Scyther cosplay.
Good night, String Player Gamer. I I was rolling my vibraphone to like somewhere at MagFest, and I saw the Scyther, and I was like, oh my god, Scyther, come here, play the vibraphone, and we got some pictures together. And then, I don't know, who would have thought that I would be then running into Texelsaur in VR chat of all places, and then talking to Texelsaur about like virtual spaces, and then like now here we are, Texelsaur has joined our team as one of our VR leads, and is like, okay, it was funny hearing Texelsaur say, like, sort of offhand, like, oh, I've always been a little interested in architecture,
Yeah.
And then just builds this entire space. That VR virtual space that we have, from like an architectural perspective, was Texelsaur's grand vision. And like from a technical perspective,
they had like the angle of the roof,
yeah,
like calculated
oh
properly.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, I mean that could be a real building that we could all go live in. But
wait, can we?
But in addition to that, like, he's also created these like really helpful and inventive like tools within VR chat for presenting panels and like camera work and implementing audio into streams, and just like he's been so helpful every step of the way. And look, I know it's a lot of work. We're going to talk about this with Greg in a little bit too, but we see the two of them working all hours of the night.
They will literally give us stuff at like 7 a.m. that they've worked all night on, and then I'll see them working at like 10, and I'm like, did you guys not sleep at all? What happened?
Yeah. No, it's an incredibly generous labor that Tex has contributed to this project. So I mean, we can't thank you enough for all the hours that you put in. And like, we all do things in real life as well, and for you to spend this much time with us in and out of virtual reality to just help us be able to have an event like this we're really truly fortunate to have somebody like you on our team. So thank you so much, Texelsaur, for being an incredible lead in our VR team.
I get to thank Greg again.
Yep.
But this time we're going to talk about how, kind of whatever feelings we want to convey and what we want this convention to be. Like, we can't just make it, but Greg can. Greg will take our ideas and make them into something that everybody loves. And then he runs with it even farther than I could ever think possible.
Hmm.
And he'll put so much detail into it. Like I didn't even realize that like the music notes that were being jumped on were actually the same color patterns as like
Right.
the the rune thing
Yeah.
that lifts like that is an incredible amount of detail.
Yeah.
And everybody losing their minds when they realized all the runes spelt VGM together.
Yeah.
They thought it was just like design.
Yep.
And that incredible shrine from the opening, he modeled that whole thing.
Mhm.
It looks like something from the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. Greg has this uncanny ability to make me smile like an idiot every time he delivers something to us.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's just like sometimes he apologizes. I'm
I
just like, I'm
know.
sorry. I don't know if this is like the right thing, but I just had this idea, and like this is a great quote. Like 100% okay if it's too much, just I'm not attached to it at all. And then we'll look at it and be like, Greg, this is our favorite thing.
I know. And see all those emotes,
Yeah,
all those adorable characters that he made just for us that kind of embody like VGM together in like
yeah,
such a simple form, but it speaks volumes.
yeah. I don't know many people who have a mind like Greg's, and we are very thankful that that mind wants to help us put on an event like this.
Yeah. Greg, we could not do this without you.
Yeah. So I already sang like a lot of praises for our showcase lead Laura and Dravia. But I'm just gonna bring it up again because she is one of our leads. She put in so much work, and she is instrumental not just to the creation of a particular part of this event, but to the actual concept of the event altogether. Like, if it wasn't for Laura, we wouldn't have done this at all.
Yeah, there
Really.
would have been no
Yeah.
VGM
If
together or what.
if Laura hadn't decided I want to bring people together at a difficult time, we would not have found a way to come together,
Mhm.
like, and do things like this. And, you know, like we're working with Laura is always great. Like, we get on a meeting with her and she's really fun and energetic and she's got great ideas. And oh my God, Bruno. She's got all these great ideas and she comes up with a plan and she sticks to it and she communicates so well. And like, it's like, I could go on and on and on about the level of professionalism that I value working with Laura so much, but really, like, we have Laura to thank for this event having had a place to be born from, you know. So once again, Laura, wherever you are out there, thank you so much for all the work that you did for VGM Together and for just being such a powerful creative force for the entire concept of this thing. Um,
Do you know how hard it was for me to not say egg in the middle of that?
I know. Flora.
Flora.
Oh my gosh.
um, I want to thank Waza so much. You know, Waza came into Swag Fam because I asked him to, and he immediately started being like, like, let's do these things, like, let's play this game. And I was like, wow, Waza's really good at getting people like together to do stuff. And so when we were looking for a community lead, he was the first person that came to my mind. I was like, we should ask Waza. Waza's amazing. Thank you for putting so much of your time and your energy and your heart and your soul into all of the community stuff, especially the backstory that you collected this time from everyone. It really embodied what I wanted out of VGM Together. Everybody from the VGM community is here for a different reason and
Mhm.
they came in their own way, but we all love the same thing.
Right.
And Waza found a way to, bring that to life, to put it in video form so we could put it
Yeah.
between, our stuff. And thank you, Waza, for putting so much time into, bingo and like getting all the hosts together and everything you do so that everybody has a really good time.
Mhm. And Waza also helped out with a ton of stuff behind the scenes that
Yes.
he didn't really have to, but he did. He just jumped in.
Yeah.
There were so many moments during the last couple of weeks here where, Nudge and I were in a place where whatever we were working on, we just needed one extra set of hands, and Waza was always in there to jump in
Mhm.
and help us get something done. So, is this spam this W?
For Waza? That doesn't rhyme.
Yeah. Oh my
Looks like a
gosh.
bunch of V's or Moana or something. Um,
All right. Should I go next?
no, we did this last time. Thank you so much to all of our family, to our friends that are closest to us for,
Mhm.
you know, I've been a giant stress ball for like a while now. Thank you for helping me through it and for being patient with me and being my support so I could, do what I do.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have similar sentiments. Yeah, it's putting together something like this is really difficult, and to have a really supportive group of friends and loved ones is really important, especially for those moments when you like are tearing your hair out and you need somebody to yell, "I hate this" to, even though you don't, but you just need to say it
Yeah.
just to get it out of your system, like to like have those people in your life who are willing to like listen to you as you say that and go, oh, it's okay. It really means a lot. So
Mhm.
thank you to everybody who supported us
Yes, thank you
along
very
this way.
much.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Okay, now it's us.
Okay, so um on the list of people uh without whom this event would not exist.
It's Doug Perry.
No, okay. I want to thank Nudge because as a co-director, I know that we would not be doing this weekend if it wasn't for Nudge. I am so sure of that because I know myself. I'm in my mid 30s at this point, which means I'm a genius and I know everything. Um
Right here, thanks.
yeah, I'm a prodigy.
Yeah.
Uh so like no, really, like I know that like I got out of the last VGM together going, wow, that was really something special. And it was a lot of work. And I'm really tired and I'm really exhausted from it. And it could be cool to do something like that someday, I guess. And we wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be happening. It would still be like, it would be cool to do something like that again, I guess, if it wasn't for Nudge. Nudge, as I alluded to before, has this incredible ability to see ahead and plan ahead and put things down and provide the energy to like get up and start going. And that's what she did for this event for me. Is she was the one who sat me down and said, if we're going to do this, we have to pick a date and we have to start coming up with how we're going to approach it and all of these things. And um, well, most of you know Nudge has kids, so I'm sure it wasn't that unfamiliar for her when I went, I don't know, I don't want to, and she just was like, no, 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 we're gonna go, we're gonna do this, and sure enough, it was step by step, day by day. We put another piece together, and now here we are. Somehow we did it again, and once again, much like that whiny child, here I am, like, oh, this is fun, this is pretty great.
I
So,
told you would like it if you tried
so
it.
really, I think like as somebody who has ideas and likes to see things happen, likes to see things come together. I have a certain set of skills that I think I can contribute, and then certain skills that I just feel totally lost about. And I feel like Nudge has so many of those things that I just don't even know where to begin, and is able to say, "Oh, we do it like this," and then something like an event like this can happen. So Nudge, thank you for being not just a great co-director and a great partner in VGMT crime as we work at all this stuff, but also just being like a huge inspiration for me as well on leadership and how to like organize and communicate and put pen to paper and make things happen. And every time I write myself something on my to-do list, I think about like how part of the reason why I'm even doing that at all is because I learned it from you. So thank you so much for
Aw.
all of the energy and skills and the talent and passion that you and all the time that you take out of your already busy life to put into this community and to this project and to all of those people out there as well. I know they appreciate it just as much as I do. So thank you.
Oh, that was very nice. Thank you. Now I get to thank
Uh
you.
oh.
If anyone saw my backstory, I spent a third of it talking about Doug.
Oh my god.
Doug, you were an inspiration to me before you even knew who I was.
Oh.
I would hear these video game tunes that I loved, and then you would touch them, and all of a sudden they would become amazing. And I was like,
Oh.
this guy's incredible. What, are you
Oh.
kidding me? But you took crazy me and you still like let me into your community, and you're like, no, you can be a part of this, you can help out, you can do this. And I think most of the stuff that I do, I only think I can do it because you told me you think I can
Oh.
do it. And so, like, the things that I do, I don't think I could do if Doug wasn't my co-director. And like the things that I think, like, I could never do this. Then I look at him, he's like, wow, like, you can really do this. And I'm like, oh yeah, like, I can really do this. That's Doug for me. So thank you, Doug.
Oh.
Um, the world would be a better place if more people were as open-hearted and accepting as you were. There's no one that, you know, Doug can't see a good side to. And it's kind of incredible. And I want to be Doug when I grow up.
Oh my gosh.
And you have like all the technical know-how, and you have all this expertise that you kind of like downplay, but it's so important. This could not happen without you. This is like our joint effort. It's weird because somehow the places where I feel I'm lacking, I know you can do it.
Mm.
And the places where you feel like you're lacking, like I like to try and step up, So I think it really works.
Oh, thank you. I
Of
appreciate
course.
that. Oh my gosh.
We have to thank them and then sing the credits music because it's on our list.
Well, well, okay. We have actually there is somebody that I would like to mention that we didn't thank yet who stepped in at the last minute as well to create the last couple things. We should thank Nick's Mad
We
Science
really should.
for helping us with so many video assets at the very end of the project. And Nick is somebody who Nick is my cousin. This is more nepotism. And
Can Nick be my cousin too?
sure, I'm sure. Yeah, and so Nick stepped in, and I know there was a lot going on in Nick's life when I asked him if he would be willing to help out with some stuff, and created that beautiful opening ceremony video that you saw, and he also created the beautiful credit roll that I'm about to play. So thank you, Nick, for stepping in and helping out with our media and just being, another wonderful creative vision on this team. Um, and I think it's time for us
No,
to.
we got to thank the community.
Oh, well, you're right. You're right. Actually, before we roll the credits, we do have to thank every
And
single
viewers like you.
yeah, every single one of you in chat, every single one of you who watches these VODs later on YouTube and maybe sees this as well. Everybody who is hanging out in Discord playing games and hanging out in voice chats. Um, all the folks in VR chat, even the ones who stumbled into our world not even knowing what it was, but at least appreciating the cool, fun, spinny robot out in the garden, Um, VGM Together is an event that is 100% about community. It's a I want to dial back to that my world music class again, which I started out with. Like I when I began studying to teach this course on world music that I'm teaching right now, one of the first things it brought up was the idea of a music culture, like not just a type of music, not just a culture of people, but a culture of music, right? and it talked about like how music culture can like look like a lot of different things and be in a lot of different places. And it made me realize that like I could use that term to describe what we have here in this world of video game music. And even beyond just this event, VGM Together, just all of the people out there who decided for whatever reason that video game music was the thing that they were drawn to and the thing that they wanted to listen to, the thing that they wanted to try to arrange or create, or the thing that they wanted to celebrate in some way, shape, or form. And Yeah, so here we are, you know, at one of many events, to be frank, that celebrates this music culture and this community. And I think it's a really special thing that we live in a day and an age where we can say that we have a unit, like a sort of unified sense of culture, right? A unified sense of community around something where we all live all over the world, all spread out. We don't have those geographical boundaries, and we don't need them because we have things like this.
Thank you,
So
Maeve.
yeah, thank you, Maeve.
Sorry.
So it's really special to like grow up loving video game music and to be a 35-year-old in my case, standing here behind this makeshift bar.
With this fantastic set.
Yeah, yeah. Next to somebody who I met on the internet. Because you know Nudge from the internet, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I met him on the internet.
And to be talking to all of you right now who just spent a weekend with us listening to panels and performances about video game music, and we all get it, and we all feel like this like big huge family, and it's just like a thing that we can have. And I think that's really incredible. So thank you for being the culture, the community, that big circle that I described in the beginning of this whole thing. That's all of you, and we're all in this together. And
Yeah, and this con is you guys. You guys performed. You guys went to see the performances. You guys put on the panels. You guys did the material between them. You know, overnight we played music made by all of you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Like really like if without you, Noj and I would be in here talking to a camera and that's it. I mean, we could do that too.
We totally don't do that. Don't worry.
It wouldn't be quite the same. So thank you all so much for another wonderful VGM together. Spam this bump if you appreciate garbage dump.
Dude, I don't even know if she's here. I have to like show her all of this.
Should we roll the credits?
Yeah.
All right. Hope you enjoy these credits. Bye.